Oh, diggity dang, the newest Smash is out, and everyone's having a jam playing, and those that aren't are sitting around moping, or pretending the game sucks to appear above it all and edge-tastic. This is the 5th installment in the series, and its big ol' grab falls to the fact that everyone is here. Every character that's ever been a fighter is back, looking snazzy and kicking ass. Sure, some things were taken from 4, but whether you want to call it a port, deluxe edition, or a brand new game doesn't really matter, because it's packed with new content. Out the gate, I've noticed one of the better things for this one is just how easy it is to pick up and play. A lot of the in-between from matches is trimmed down, and options, menus, and such are simplified to allow you to have a smashing time as soon as possible. Outside of course, the unlock method. Sure, you have 70 plus characters, but you only start with 8. The unlock fights range from a complete pushover to bots designed to prove that the flesh is weak. But luckily, if you fail any of those fights, you can re-challenge them a few minutes later. Sakurai said you're gonna enjoy the method of unlocking, but let's be real, probably everyone just did a cheese of either one stock suicide and challenger and swap the language, or just doing classic mode nonstop. How innovative. The unlocks are a bit of a gripe for me. I'm sure from a more casual standpoint it'd be cooler and more rewarding if you just did World of Light, but as someone wanting to play with friends and cover videos on the game, it was kind of a chore to unlock so many characters. If I was just doing the story mode, then yeah, it might have been cooler, but there isn't really any variety to unlock anyone. It doesn't feel very rewarding to get anyone after you get like the first character you were hyped for. It's not like how in Melee some characters were hidden behind unique factors or specific guidelines.
Wait, Scott! You just said the M word!
Oh my god, it's Lythero. This reminds me of the time. Oh god!
Oh jeez, do you need any help? I've got some deodorant on me.
No, I think I'm good. It's surprising how much of a difference just this makes. In relation to the characters, I find it odd that some people are so dead set in claiming it's a bad roster. Even if you remove echoes and clones, you still have more than 50 unique characters. That is a redonka-donka-donka-donk amount. Maybe it's just because I got my diamond dick pic privilege as soon as my blue boy joined the roster, but I'd still love Smash even if Rock was just an assist trophy or spirit. To see people attack the creator over not including meme or one-off characters is simply ridiculous. Especially considering the effort that Sakurai puts into the series. I think the roster makes sense. I don't enjoy everyone on it, and I think it has a little too much anime and a few too many of the mons, but I still think it's logical. I see requests for characters that have never starred in a game, have only been in one game, or just don't fit at all. Waluigi was only popular because of memeing kids and bandwagoners, Ashley was only popular for lolicons, and look, I think Gino would be cool. But the fact of the matter is, he's only been in one game, and not many kids have played it nowadays. He cameoed in another one and got removed in the remake, and probably won't appear in a future title due to its gripping owner. Like, hey Square, do you think we could get a few more Final Fantasy songs?
You got to. How many more do you want, you greedy fucks?
Well, okay, but can we get Cloud's English VA? I mean, even the Fire Emblems are in English now.
But he already has a voice. Look, we're just far too busy making the Final Fantasy VII Remake to help Sakurai with his stupid baby games.
Oh, bullshit! Everyone knows that's never coming out.
I don't have to take this. Cloud is now being removed from everyone's console.
Wait, part of it probably has to do with Sakurai's own sanity, because as soon as someone like that is included, it means everyone that fits that category is fair game.
Cafe, confirmed for Smash!
Deceased Soldier, confirmed for Smash.
Mike Tyson, confirmed for Smash!
Wait a minute, you guys. Mario appeared in a Tetris game. To that same extent, it's why a manga character won't ever get in, because if Goku showed up, everyone would be pestering the old sack attack for every fucking overrated anime character ever. Well, you know, more so than they do.
Did you mention Goku? Oh yeah, let's get some dunks going on!
Honestly, if you can't find a character in Ultimate you like,
what's wrong with you?
Speaking of so many characters, I know everyone's gonna be getting in a tier list to determine their main because they're dull as fuck and don't just main characters they like. But boy oh boy, I got the insider scoop right the fuck here.
I really don't care, Scott. It's actually pretty pathetic how far you'll go to.
Oh, now you've done it! Come here, Scott, you fucking waste of space!
Every aspect of the game is just loaded. The stages, the songs, the grind, the unlockables. Sure, there is only really Smash Classic Online and World of Light, but how often did you really do any of the stadium modes? And what do you honestly expect out of a party fighting game? nitpick about things missing from previous titles, but what matters is here. Mostly. I still want my stage creator.
Scott talked about this in his Dash of Salt video, but the biggest letdown with Smash is actually the online mode. It might be some of the worst online available for a current gen fighter.
You want to strictly do 1v1s, no items, Final D Jamboree? Oh, whoops! Looks like you got RNG'd into a free-for-all.
There is no guaranteed way to play the mode that you want online quickly. For Glory as Gonzo, and sure, you can set preferred rules, but that's more doing the whole
Who is Mr. Smash? I'd like to duel somebody.
You are allowed to make lobbies that randos can come in, but if you wind up losing your own match, you'll probably have to wait in line to play in the room that you made. So you either have to kick ass or constantly create new lobbies if you want to continuously play the mode you want online. And even if you are kicking ass, you can't swap characters without getting out of the active fighters and having to get in line again.
I just don't understand Nintendo Online. We're paying for it now. Why isn't it better? Nintendo should be learning from other companies that have been doing this shit for years, but here we are literally just paying for cloud saves and yet another emulator. The netcode in Ultimate is slightly improved, but it's always been peer-to-peer connections. With the modes we've got to play, it's easy to say Smash 4's online experience was better than this. At least back then, they had the excuse that it was for free.
It's also pretty disappointing how little there is to do with two players on the same console. You can do classic mode by bopping this little icon during select, but still, you're unable to play World of Light co-op, which is odd since in classic mode when you do co-op, they add an extra fighter for each match. Pretty sure it wouldn't be too difficult to do that in World of Light. If you want to play online with two people, you are locked into 2v2s. There is no other mode to do. I just don't get it. Even ARMS allowed two people on one console to join lobbies. Why aren't the Smash arenas similar to ARMS arenas, allowing multiple fights to go at once and two people to connect from the same console? Anyways, we've spent a lot of time talking about stuff that isn't direct gameplay, so let's get into that. The game feels fantastic. Yeah, it's not that title, but it's faster and more aggressive than 4. Most attacks in the game got buffed from previous entries and are designed for breaking shields. Roll spammers get punished and everyone just feels a little bit faster. It's kind of a mix of all the different titles so far. I'm mediocre at the game and can't really do it, but people are already starting to string together some pretty great tech and combos. Just the simple addition of air dodges adds so much. I totally suck at it, but I really like the parry feature you can do by dropping a shield right when an attack hits. Classic mode definitely received a buff in terms of enjoyment. The difficulty is 5 max to start, and you gain difficulty based on how well you do during the match, meaning you can't reach 9.9 unless you are awesome. Each character has a set path, and most of them get pretty clever with matches and have varying final rounds for everyone. Take Mega Man for instance, where his last 2 battles are against a big ol' robot, and then a doctor, and then an alien. Seem familiar? There are so many little nods to characters' titles and adventures. Sure, half the roster just uses Master Hand for their fights, but still, it's better than every character using them. I do kinda wish there was like 5 different bonus stages in rotation, or it was super amazing and had a fighter-focused course. Like if, say, Young Lynx had an area with points you could get to, but only if you tethered with the hookshot or something. And it's pretty fun to do the co-op mode with it. One day we're totally gonna get that 9.9 co-op run together IRL, right?
I kinda only co-op with friends.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Speaking of co-op, again, it's still super disappointing that World of Light doesn't feature any. For such a long and grind-focused game, it would have been phenomenal to go through it with a buddy at your side. World of Light replaces the adventure modes, and it's kind of cool. As time has been going on, it's increasingly less neat, since there isn't really variety in the sense of any unique stages or modes outside of fight things. Not to mention, some battles just skyrocket in difficulty, and not even in a fun way, but more in a screw you, come back when you have a superpowered spirit, also a specific one to help in this stage only. I'm okay with needing certain spirits on the map, but being unable to complete battles too without the right help can kill any momentum you have with the game, and put you in a maybe later mindset, which kind of goes against what the rest of the game is trying to push. Yeah, it's cool to have unique boss fights, and it's cool to have a few cutscenes, but to me, it's definitely the weakest of the adventure modes. Even that game had unique stages or mazes or something to break up the battles. It's really cool how so many characters get representation in the game without being actual fighters, and the matches themselves do get pretty silly on how they choose to showcase the character. But to that same extent, without descriptions for the spirits, you miss out on a lot of love and nods. Like the pause spirit giving you a bomb to start, that's just... Sakurai, you cheeky fuck. But at the same time, I lose a little respect when people ask him, oh, why does Kirby survive in World of Light? And he does an ass pull of, oh, well, his warp star can actually just warp realities. When that motherfucker has gotten shot down by a battleship. Just own up to it, Rye-Bread. When they ask stuff like that, be like, bitch, I invented Smash. If I want my OC to be the hero, I can fucking do that. Have you ever made a game? Also, Boss Rush's DLC when... Moving on, the camera mode in the game is so less restricting than other Smash games. You get the free cam movement, filters, and effects. It's just so much freedom with the whole thing. I've already seen some pretty fun pictures or videos utilizing the in-game camera. I'll be curious to see how it will impact Smash-focused videos. A lot of menus and customization get an overhaul too. I like the ability to choose stick sensitivity or have tilts on the C-stick. Wait, was that a thing before?
Actually, yeah, that was in Smash 4. It was less obvious because it just said attack instead of tilt attack, so I think that's a neat change.
One thing I'll be glad to see die down now that the game's released and the DLC is being shown is, of course, leakers. Pretty much everyone knows I dislike leakers at this point. I don't get why they're celebrated. They don't have any talent. Even if they are legit, they strictly just have some people talk to them or break rules to cater to kiddos that can't stop screaming, I want it now! I get that kids are impatient. Hell, it's obvious from even premiering a video on YouTube and having people complain that they have to wait for the stream instead of being able to watch it right away. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do all day? I'm sorry, no. But still, it sucked to work so hard on something and look forward to people's reactions to your work online to have that stolen away by someone who betrayed your trust. The fact is that Smash leakers probably had some info, but not as much as they let on. None of them called Piranha Plant or Joker, and no, vaguely saying a Nintendo rep doesn't count for Piranha Plant, because if that's the case, I guess I'm a leaker too. If you want to be believable as a leaker, call someone that people don't expect. Be definitive. Sure, it's ironic coming from a YouTuber, but the fact remains, leakers are attention whores. At least if I'm an attention whore, I have to put some effort into it.
So, for DLC, can we get my boy one to